Now, driving this 400 kilowatt FG XR6 turbo, guys. This thing, mate, the amount of mods the owner has done to this car, it's bloody awesome. And when you step on this thing, mate, it goes. And 400 kilowatts is no small number. You know, we're talking almost like 550 horsepower here. The ZF 6-speed, mate, rear-wheel drive, these Barras, they're so strong. And getting it out on a nice back road here, man, this thing can be a handful. And we are very thankful we have got Brembos up front. And funny enough, thankfully enough, this was a ex-police car, so it did have that Brembos ticked from the factory here, because all those ex-police cars did have an upgraded brake system. And man, you need it in these things. Now, just going over some of the mods here, guys, there's a lot done here, so I might miss some things. I'll leave a full detailed mods list in the description below if you guys want to check that out. But this car really has been kitted out very well. You know, we're talking the intercooler has been done. We've got a turbo side intake, valve springs, 4-inch exhaust system on here. We've got a dump pipe, bigger fuel pump, injectors. The turbo has also been upgraded. It is a Mambatek 3584R. And mate, if you can hear this, external wastegate, oh my God. You gotta love those external gates. You know, the boost just hits different with them, and it hits hard, and oh, listen to this thing. Oh man. And again, we are so thankful for those Brembos. All the basics have been ticked in this vehicle, and it has all been tuned by Dark Horse. And you know, look, the fact this thing is making 400 kilowatts of power, man, these things are so good. And I gotta say, this car out on this road, it feels so quick. It really does. Now, just before we continue with this XR6 Turbo review, guys, please make sure you go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button and click the bell notification so you do get updated on all our weekly uploads. And taking it down here one more time. Oh man, like second to third, and that is it, because it is just too fast. Man, what an epic car this thing is. Wow, great street car. Now let's just talk about price here for a minute, because the car market has gone ballistic over the last 6 months, and to get in one of these FG XR6 turbos, especially pushing this kind of power level, you're still going to be looking around that probably mid to high 20s, and probably even getting close to $30,000 now, really. The owner has probably spent roughly, you know, 15 to 17 grand on this car to get it at that 400 kilowatt power level. And, you know, to anyone who's getting a stock one, if you are going to chase this kind of power, it is going to cost you a bit of money. You know, the 2K Barras, they do exist, but if you're going to do something properly, it's still going to cost you a bit of money to do it. Just getting on it a little bit again here. Oh my goodness, man. You gotta be on your game when you drive a car like this, because especially for somebody who's not used to a Barra, a high performance Barra, you know, 400 kilowatts, honestly, is probably almost standard really nowadays. But man, it is no joke when you get in the driver's seat and you put your foot down. It just takes off, and traction is hard to find sometimes. Now, this car obviously is running coilovers. We've got aftermarket wheels on this car as well. And, you know, it is a firm ride in here, but it still drives really nicely down this backcountry road, and it is a rougher backcountry road too. You know, the steering is still a little bit soft, as all FGs are in my opinion, but considering the size of this vehicle, you know, the power levels and the weight, it still handles these corners exceptionally well. Definitely having coilovers helps a lot on these Falcons because it really reduces that body roll. And if you run factory suspension, and especially if it's an older one with some higher Ks, that is really where you get that boat terminology. And putting a good set of coilovers will eliminate a lot of that. That second to third, I'll tell you guys, is just so addictive. Like, the way it just builds, that fart you get out of the exhaust when you up change into third, man, this ZF, you gotta love these boxes because, man, they just work so well. I'm so happy again that you change this thing the correct way. It's set up like a sequential, so you pull down, goes up a gear, exactly how you should, and it is just responsive. Like, it's such a good gearbox, and nothing has been really done to this gearbox. Like, the car's been tuned, that's it, and man, it just handles all this power tremendously well. 20 pounds of boost, mate, and it comes on hard. Like, I'm not even to the floor when we're doing these because it would just light them up. It would. And man, traction control is on and it doesn't matter. It just does not matter because yeah, 400 kilowatts, man, that is honestly, in my personal opinion, probably the sweet number for a street car. You know, if you're gonna start taking it to the drags and power cruise and that's really your main focus, yeah, you're gonna want to build it up more. But mate, for the road, for the street, going to car cruises and stuff, around that 500 horsepower is really the perfect level. Like, it's still drivable, you can still like max this thing out in a couple of gears, and it's usable power. Perfect street car, this. Like, the power level, great. The mechanicals are so well built in these Falcons. Like, that's why you buy them. Yeah, like, the body, the diff bushes, like, some of the interior stuff is not the best, but mechanically, these Falcons are just so tailored to an enthusiast, and you're able to push big power. Like, we can work on these ourselves. It's what it's all about, and the fact it's a big family sedan, like, it's so cool. Far out, man. Yeah, this would be such a fun car to get on a big straightaway and just run it to 6 because, man, this thing would be fast. Holy crap. Now, 0 to 100, guys, look, this thing, 400 kilowatts, who knows what this car is actually going to do. We just got to keep traction down. So we got the draggy here. I'm going to reset it in sport mode, and we're just going to have to feather this. So here we go. 3, 2. Oh, Jesus. And as you can hear it and see it there, like, it is just a real feather game with that right foot, because as soon as this thing gets into that boost, man, it just wants to fry its tires. And my goodness, this thing is a rocket though. When you get that grip down, man, let's have a look at what that time was. 0 to 100 there, guys, was in 5.3 seconds. And big car, like, these things are like 1.8 ton almost. far out. That I did not expect it to be that quick there. Like, I was on and off the throttle and feathering it. So this thing with traction, wider tires maybe, or you had a perfect launch, man, you'd be in the 4-second category for sure. And that is bloody impressive. Now I'm gonna finish the video off here today, guys. So a huge thank you to the owner for bringing it out, letting me have a go, sharing it with you guys. He does have an Instagram page, so make sure you go and chuck him a follow. It's linked down below. It's the same as his license plates, DFEKTME. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, make sure you hit that like button, consider subscribing, and we will see you on that next video.